Welcome back. In the spirit of Easter, we asked the question, the conversation around amnesty for Boko Haram, is it a viable alternative? President Buhari has declared that government is ready to offer unconditional amnesty to members of Boko Haram insurgency who are ready to lay down their arms. The president observed that Nigeria has suffered untold hardships resulting from the activities of the insurgents, and government will reintegrate them back to society if they are willing to lay down their arms. Is that the way to go? Well, we have some people in the house to help us look at this. And in the studio here in Lagos, we have Naru Edokbolo, development consultant. Thank you for joining us.
Morning, my pleasure.
And Adetukumbo Muni, executive director, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project. Sarah, thank you.
It's a pleasure being here.
From our Abuja studio, we have Issa Gusau, spokesman to the Borno State Governor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So let's start with you, Mr. Gusau. You are in the thick of things. What do you think? Is this the way to go?
It's a dicey one. Boko Haram, amnesty for Boko Haram is a necessary evil. Necessary in the sense that it appears to be the realistic option that we have, but there are a lot of other elements, attached to it that makes it somewhat complicated. But I will tell you, I have had the challenging experience of covering the Boko Haram crisis in Borno. I have covered the Niger Delta, so maybe I have some element of comparisons, that I would make as we move forward. But at the moment, it appears to be the realistic thing to do, even though, like I said, is actually very complex.
No, you don't understand. You know the reaction that this idea has generated across the country. What's the complexity that you're seeing in this? You've just said it's complex. What are you seeing that's making it complex?
Okay. At the moment, if you look at the Boko Haram crisis, it has been raging on from 2003 to date. As you know, it's not a conventional warfare where the military, identifies, the enemy. You are more or less fighting in the dark. You don't know where the enemy lies. What makes, this issue of amnesty for Boko Haram both attractive and complex is the fact that it has to do with ideology. Mm-hmm. These are people who have ideologies that you might find difficult to break. Mm-hmm. However, Boko Haram is composed of about 3 to 4 kind of members. There are those who are members based on religious ideologies. They believe in this. These are people that will die for it. They don't believe there's any alternative, to that ideology. There are those who were abducted and forced into it. They are less likely, to have, that kind of ideology. Even if they develop the ideology while being with the Boko Haram, these people can surrender to the military, they can give in to the amnesty, and they'll be very sincere about it. There are also those who are driven by economy. These are mostly people that they recruit for the purpose of spying on soldiers, giving them information. You can have these people to also join the amnesty. The concern of everyone is what will guarantee the sincerity of those who are bound by the ideology. That is the complexity. Because if you look at the history of the Boko Haram, they always have a way of regrouping. If you go back to when they first attacked Kanama in Yobe State in 2003, they went on the ground, came back in 2004 and attacked Borno, Bama and Goza, went on the ground. They appeared again in 2007 in Kano, went on the ground, appeared again in 2009. After the July, major crisis, went on the ground, came back in 2010. So they have a history of regrouping. However, at the moment, the amnesty will give the military the opportunity to divide them. Because anytime you have a criminal group, the moment some of them, accept an amnesty that the government offers, whoever accepts the amnesty becomes an enemy of those who are yet to accept it. So in other words, you are more or less going to set them against themselves. Anybody that accepts the amnesty will be very much concerned about making sure that those who do not accept are either eliminated or arrested, because these people would always come after you because they would see those who accept this as enemies. So it is actually a very tough choice to make, but I think given all the scenarios, it is about the realistic option available to the federal government at the moment.
Okay.